Audi right and back on the road in no time. Stop by Denny's Garage in Quincy today.
Attention shoppers, Four Pools has big news. Four Pools' fourth location, a pop-up store, is now open across from the food court at Valley Mall, Hagerstown.
Yes, Robbie, that will be convenient for Christmas shopping.
But wait, there's more. Saunas are now in stock.
You can say that again, Robbie. Just in time for Christmas. Floor Pools has special prices on hot tubs, endless pools, and saunas. And there's a special truckload of hot tubs, including a limited number of factory second hot tubs up to 30% off. When they're gone, they're gone. Right again, Robster. There's no better way to ease those aches and pains than with your very own hot tub. Imagine soaking in hot, bubbling water after a long day. It's like a warm hug for your body. And Floor Pools is where relaxation meets savings. Take advantage of the special prices now on hot tubs, endless pools, and saunas at all 4 Floor Pool locations: Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg, and during the new pop-up store across from the food court at Valley Mall, Hagerstown.
Live from the Meritus Health Studio, you come to 92 on the GOAT for local news and sports. Now go to the best for your health. Meritus Health. Learn more at meritushealth.com. They've got your whole family covered. Meritus Health, expert care close to home.
To the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-312-9970. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-312-9970. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-312-9970.
WIKG, Mercersburg, Chambersburg, Greencastle, 92 on the GOAT, the Tri-State's home for sports and news. Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State.
Welcome to Wednesday's edition of Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors, voted Best of the Tri-State 2024. I am Katie, this is Tiny, and we are officially 3 weeks away from...
the big day.
The big day.
We got to say a big thank you, by the way, to Ray Ficca from yesterday.
Oh, yeah, he was fun.
Who's playing Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge, in the upcoming Totem Pole rendition of the Christmas Carol that's happening at the Majestic Theater. Mm-hmm. Ray, I had forgotten how much I liked being in his presence.
Yeah, I had a permanent smile on my face when he was talking.
He's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So please go and see that. TotemPolePlayhouse.org is the website. We don't typically do that, but we should make more of a point to thank some of the folks that we had from the day before. So Ray, thank you. And it was Carrie, was it, from Leg Up? Jen, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Jen from Leg Up, and they're doing amazing work. And we hope to have both of them back at some point.
Absolutely. I love that Ray gave us a little bit of the Scrooge.
Yeah.
He really nailed that part.
I wanted him to keep going.
I know. I was like this the whole time he was doing his monologue. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Sunshine today, high 40. Brace yourself, my friend. Tonight, 60% chance of rain and snow and a low of 30. I didn't see anything accumulating. But then tomorrow, 30% chance of snow, high 34. I'm seeing more snowflakes in the forecast looking ahead, so just be prepared for that.
What's nice is I'm on Thursday and Friday, Mary and I are going to our yearly trek up to Hershey. Mm-hmm. We stay at the Hotel Hershey, which is one of our favorite places where I proposed to her. So it's kind of like our anniversary of the proposal. And it has, I don't want to say every year, but the one year I remember, it wasn't a snowstorm, but it was like a squall that came through.
Yeah, but I bet that was magical.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was absolutely beautiful, because I'd had to be out in it.
When you don't have to be out in it, you don't have to shovel, or if you're on a vacation, or I've always wanted to do like a nice cabin in the woods with a hot tub and it's snowing and you're drinking wine. I mean, that's magical for sure.
Well, just turn up the heat in the bathtub, Katie, and open the window. And
that's true.
You have your champagne already.
I do already have the champagne. Hey, happy birthday, Jelly Roll.
Oh, happy birthday,
Jelly. He's 40 today. I'm a big fan of Jelly Roll. And Jeff Bridges, the dude, 75.
I love Jeff Bridges so much.
I do too. I think it's so funny how Jeff Bridges, I think, will always be referred to as the dude. I don't think he'll ever be able to escape that because that's, I mean, in my opinion, his most iconic role. I love that movie, The Big Lebowski. It's amazing.
I knew you were talking about The Big Lebowski. I've seen it, but it never really did much for me. When I think of Jeff Bridges, I think of the 1976 King Kong.
Breakdown. No, that wasn't Jeff Bridges.
No, that was Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
But I loved him in White Squall.
We were just talking about White Squall.
Oh, did you ever see that movie?
No, I've never heard of it.
First of all, you'd love the cast because it's a lot of people who were early on in their acting careers, a lot of guys, and just an incredible story. I believe it's a true story, and it's about a group of boys who are out sailing, and a white squall, which is like a monstrous storm, comes through, and some people's lives get lost, and he's the captain of the ship, and just plays the part so perfectly. And then more recently, he stars in a show on FX called The Old Man. And it's just wrapped up or just released the second season, and I plowed through them. But he plays basically a former spy / like a Navy SEAL guy who can pretty much do anything.
That's a great role for him.
It's a great show.
Is he in the Christmas Chronicles? Is that Jeff Bridges?
That's Kurt Russell as well.
Oh my gosh, why am I getting those two confused so much?
You get them confused, don't you?
Yes. I mean, I know the dude, the Big Lebowski. Why am I having a hard time? Who's married to Goldie Hawn?
Kurt Russell.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Jeff Bridges leads an alternate life in your mind.
Oh my gosh! To me, they're the same person. Okay, well.
But I like the Christmas Chronicles. I want another one.
I did not like that. I know you were a big fan of that. But today is National Santa's List Day. This is the day to sit down and make your list for Santa, and I just found some interesting Christmas facts.
Oh, I thought you meant Santa's list, like nice, naughty, or nice list.
Oh, I think that is what that means.
Is it?
I'm fairly certain.
Oh, okay.
And also, while he's making his list, you're making your list.
Yeah, that's true. And the one thing I love when I think of Santa's list, always comes to my mind is the scene in the Santa Claus, where Bernard's telling Santa, the new one. He's like
Tim
Allen.
Okay.
He's like, you'll get the list by whatever date, and he's like, list. It's like, yeah, you'll get the list. Like, the list. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, he's making a list, checking it twice, and then all of a sudden all the elves are like, gonna find out. I just love that part of the movie.
I don't remember that part.
I love it.
Jingle Bells, this was a Thanksgiving song. It was performed at a Thanksgiving concert. And also, Santa has a Canadian postcode. So anyone who likes to exchange letters with Santa can send him a letter to Santa Claus North Pole and also in Canada. Eggnog goes back to the 13th century.
I'm sorry, I had to interrupt you.
Yes.
Did you see the new movie with Jack Black playing Satan? It's a Christmas movie.
I don't think so.
So the title of the movie is called Dear Santa.
Okay.
And I haven't watched it because I never cared for Jack Black. But it's a boy's writing a letter to Santa, and instead of writing Santa, he misspells it and puts Satan.
Oh, boy.
So this letter goes to Satan. Satan winds up appearing, you rang for me, and then he proceeds to, grant wishes or something, but it's like, in return, I'm going to get your soul. So I'm interested in how the story evolves, but I just don't know that I can get past Jack Black.
I love Jack Black. I think he's great. He was great in Jumanji. Was it the new Jumanji? Yes. And King Kong. I loved him in King Kong, the newer version. That is an interesting premise. Yeah. I'm just very. That was brilliant.
It's on, I believe, Paramount.
Wow,
Paramount or HBO.
That's a really interesting premise. Let's talk about Silent Night. Has close to 750 different versions of Silent Night. And there are also 630 kinds of Christmas trees. So besides Douglas fir, Fraser fir, there are hundreds of other variations.
There's a Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
There is. I'm trying to think.
There's the Grinch Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm. What else you got?
That's all I have.
That's all. Yeah. That's
There's Tiny's Christmas tree, Katie's Christmas
tree. That's right.
Short and fat, which would be yours. Artificial, which would be mine.
Short and fat.
Your tree, short and fat.
Oh, my tree is. I thought you were saying like I am.
No, your tree.
Yes, my tree is short and fat. And the best part about my tree is that my nieces decorated it. Mm-hmm. So I didn't care. I said, as long as you don't break the ornaments, I don't care where you put them, what you do with them. So I was looking at it last night, and I really thought like, wow, that tree looks bad. It looks so bad.
Do you know, I do not find, and it's not that it upsets me or that I just don't enjoy decorating the tree.
I don't mind decorating the tree. I hate putting Christmas lights on a Christmas tree.
And I love Christmas. I love everything about it. I love the season. I love that the tree is up. It's decorated. It looks great. I just want no parts of decorating it.
Oh, yeah. I don't mind that part.
The only thing I do is I take Reagan up on the step ladder, lift her up, and she puts the angel on the tree. I've done that every year. Mary always likes to get a picture, and I will cherish those memories. But
do you have a preference to decorating or lights? Or is it all one encompassing thing?
Well, luckily we have the pre-lit artificial tree,
nice.
which is very nice.
Yeah,
I can't imagine stringing lights anymore.
It's
I remember
awful.
Dad used to do that. Oh, Lord have mercy.
I just don't care. Not that I don't care enough, but halfway through I just get so frustrated. I just throw them on, and where they land is where they land.
Put a flashlight on it.
That's it.
Here.
Oh, I hate putting Christmas lights on a tree. But it's also Choose Women Day, a day that is designated to empowering women and celebrating women, and also female entrepreneurs, which I thought was kind of fun. And some interesting statistics about that. Women are nearly 1/3 more likely than men to start a business out of necessity in most parts of the world. Female entrepreneurs make up around 1/3 of all entrepreneurs around the world. And everyone, of course, knows about the Take Your Daughter to Work Day. That became very popular in 1993 to support career exploration for girls. That was one of my favorite. I used to love that. My mom was an aerobic instructor, and I used to love going with her to work. And she used to, I don't even know if they had this anymore. She used to teach, was it slide? And you would put those things on your shoes, and you had to slide, and you'd go from one to the other. I don't think people do that anymore.
There's a lot of aerobic stuff that people...
And step. She would do step. But
step's still big.
Step, is it?
Oh, yeah.
I just remember the slide. And I used to love putting those little booties on and just, like, playing around on the slide. But that was one of my favorite memories about Take Your Daughter to Work Day.
I did, when my father used to work at City Court in Hagerstown. He was a fraud specialist, and they also at that time would process payments to city credit cards. So there was I don't remember if it was a Take Your Son to Work Day or Take Your Daughter to Work Day, but what wound up happening was I had so much fun when I went with him on the day that was like Take Your Child to Work Day, that when they did the Take Your Daughter to Work Day, I said, well, Dad, is there any reason I couldn't go with you to that too?
Sure.
And so he's asked the boss, he's like, come on. I said, oh yeah, because they liked having me and liked the joy that it brought Dad. But anyway, point of the story is they really did a great job of taking us on a tour all around the facility. I'll never forget, as long as I live, they took us into the processing center where people send in their credit card payments. And I was amazed by the apparatus that they would have, where the envelopes would come in and they would sort and do this. They would automatically cut them open and the checks would come out. Well, then it comes to a station where they would process it through and it would take a picture of each of the checks that would come in. And as we're standing there, no lie, they didn't plan this, there was it might have been me, I don't remember, who asked the question about, well, do you ever get any payments from famous people? Because this, I believe, was one of two places where all the credit card payments went. The time we were there, they stopped the machine just as one from the then President Bill Clinton came in.
Wow.
And we're like, wow. He says, yeah, apparently the president has a credit card. He said, but you can't tell anybody
that. Yes.
Well,
here we are sharing
30 years later, who cares?
Tiny, you're such an interesting human being. If that was what I did for Take Your Daughter to Work Day, I'd be so bored. Be bored out of my mind. But you would find so much excitement in that.
I do find interest in, I know haha because it's a president, but I love even more now that this is really carried over. A lot of people like to ask us what we do and like to talk about what we do. And I get it. From, when I was not working here, before I started in radio, I was very interested in talking about it with people who were in it.
It is interesting, sure.
But we get that so much, at least I do. I get that so much. I like talking about what other people do. Because you get kind of in your own bubble, and you don't really pay attention to what other people are doing in their daily lives. And I don't mean from a standpoint of self-importance. I just mean, like, for instance, Matt and Carly, who are our dear friends. The first time I really had any chance to sit down and talk with Matt, I must have spent 2 hours asking him about his job.
Wait, what does he do? I don't even remember.
He works for the government.
That's right. Yes, I did know this.
And he works for, I believe, the Department of Agriculture, and he goes down to the city. But I asked him so many questions about it. And finally, I'm like, I'm so sorry. If I'm getting on your nerves, I find it fascinating what you do. And he's like, no, I've never had anybody who had that much of an interest in what I do.
Yeah,
So,
well, maybe I'll start asking some questions because I didn't even remember what he did.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, they're very nice people anyway. Very interesting as well. Let's go ahead and check in with the good word of the day. It's all powered by the DRB Group, the right partner for your real estate development.
Hey everybody, I'm Laura Kincaid, pastor at Messiah United Methodist Church in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. And this week in church, we talked about Jonah. You know, Jonah, that prophet that got swallowed by a giant fish. I call him Judgy Jonah because, you know, most people run away from God because they did something wrong, but Jonah ran away from God because he thought God was wrong. That's right. God asked Jonah to go and preach to the people of Nineveh, and Jonah didn't want to because the people of Nineveh were his enemies, the enemies of him and his people, and he knew that God was giving them a chance to repent and be saved because God is kind and merciful and compassionate, and just Jonah did not want that for his enemies, right? And so this is really good for us to hear right now. I mean, in our world right now, our public discourse has gotten so ugly, so us against them. I mean, no one wants to show mercy to their enemies. They just trash talk them on the internet in front of the whole world. But really, we need to move past that if we're ever going to have true healing and true peace in our world. The book of Jonah really answers this question, like, whose side is God on? The book of Jonah shows us that God doesn't play our us against them games. God doesn't judge people by their labels, Jew, Christian, pagan. No, God judges us by the truth of what's really in our hearts. When we are confronted with our sin, will we humbly repent and turn to God for forgiveness? Or will we stubbornly insist on doing things our own way? Will we continue to trash talk our quote-unquote enemies? Or will we repent and recognize that we are all created and loved by God so much that he gave his life for us on the cross? May we all be humble and repentant as we think about God and how he just doesn't play favorites. And if you'd like to know more about the Bible and how relevant it is to what's going on in our world today, well, come join us on Sunday. Messiah United Methodist Church is at 30 South Penn Street in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, and our service is at 9 a.m. And you can also find us on Facebook and YouTube. And wherever you are, whatever you're going through, please know that you are precious to God and you are precious to us here at Messiah United Methodist Church. So take care and God bless.
Calls from Santa.
Ring, 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 ring.
The registration deadline is this Friday, the 6th, 4 p.m. Calls made Wednesday, December 11th between 6 and 8 p.m. It is going to be a telephone call. This is for ages 3 to 6. Children will receive a personal phone call from Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and their elves. It's free. Registration is required. You're going to want to call 240-313-2805 or email recsupport@washcomd.net. This is all hosted by the Washington County Parks and Recreation Department, but again, that deadline is coming up on Friday by 4 p.m., and then the calls will be made on Wednesday, the 11th, between 6 and 8 p.m.
I think it's so nice that we have this connection in our local community that apparently has the lowdown on how to get a hold of Santa and have him make these calls to our local kids. I think that's a great service.
You know what I loved when I was a teacher? There's a website that you can go to where you can see Santa in real time.
Oh, the Santa Tracker.
The Santa Tracker, yes. My students loved watching that. I mean, they just loved it. And so if we ever had a minute of downtime, I would say, all right, guys, let's check the Santa Tracker and see where he is.
And you know that's done by NORAD.
Oh, yeah?
NORAD takes care of that Santa Tracker. So
I did not.
So it does have that official, and NORAD obviously scans the skies, so it would make sense that they would know where Santa is.
That's right, absolutely.
Well, police in Chambersburg are continuing to look for the suspect in a shooting that injured one person early Saturday. Police Chief Ron Camacho confirmed earlier this week. Borough Police initially responded to a report of gunshots at about 1:20 a.m. in the 300 block of Black Avenue. Spent shell casings were found in the area, which is west of South Main Street and roughly between West Washington and West Liberty Streets. Less than 2 hours later, a person with a gunshot wound was located several blocks east in the 500 block of Elm Avenue. They were flown to WellSpan York Hospital trauma with an arm injury that was not believed to be life-threatening. The shooting was a targeted act of violence, and the general public is not at risk.
Oh, wow. I'm going to be okay if we stop hearing these stories.
You and I both.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at sports with Andy. It's all powered by Virtus Men's Health in Hagerstown. They have telehealth available, and you can find them online at virtusmenshealth.com. What's going on, Andy?
Coming up in Washington County sports, we had basketball action last night where St. John's Catholic took on Broad Fording. St. John's Catholic beat Broad Fording 81-50. We've also got some games coming up on Thursday as South Hagerstown will kick off its season at Heritage at 6:15. Boonesboro will kick off their season at Winters Mill at 6:30. Brunswick takes on Smithsburg in Smithsburg at 7 p.m. And Williamsport will kick off their season in Williamsport as Oakdale travels to Williamsport at 7 p.m. North Hagerstown will take on Frederick at 7 p.m. on Friday. And St. James will take on Petty at 7 p.m., while Broad Fording goes to Allegheny at 7 p.m. as well on Friday night. Here's some Washington County basketball players for the boys varsity basketball to keep an eye on this season. Jacob Anderson, a senior at Hancock, averaged 9.9 points last season and 3.4 rebounds for the Panthers. Also, Jameer Bird of Williamsport, a junior, averaged 7.8 points last year for the Wildcats. Also for the Wildcats, Deontay Wilmore, who was voted a small school first team selection, had 17.3 points last year average and 7.3 rebounds to go along with 1.4 assists and 1.1 steals for the Wildcats last year. Jaden Yates, a junior at St. James, averaged 18.5 points last season and 2.6 assists to go along with 1.3 steals on the season and was named to the All-Mid-Atlantic Conference team last season. Landon Somerville, a senior at North Hagerstown, also another player you can keep your eye on this season. He averaged 12.5 points and 5.5 rebounds for the Hubs last year. In the wrestling world, we'll see Tanner Halling, senior at Boonesboro, and previous state champions and also an undefeated season last year, go into his senior year for Boonesboro Wrestling. Last year, he captured the Class 2A 1A state title at 126 pounds. His career record stands at 130-2. Aiden Hastings, a senior at Williamsport, also a state champion as a sophomore, won the County 2A 1A West Region title before finishing second at states at 190 pounds as a junior last year. He led the county in total wins with 49-2 record, and his career marks at 130-7. Also, keep an eye on Cody Mimnall, a sophomore at Boonesboro. He went 28-16 last year at 106 pounds for the Warriors. Chase Pugh, a junior at St. James, who transferred from West Nottingham Academy, where he finished 16-10 as a sophomore, is looking to have a great season in wrestling for St. James.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
The JR Sport Brief on the Infinity Sports Network.
Am I going to favor them to win the championship this year? The answer is no. That'll be the greatest miracle because this is the New York Jets. And unfortunately, what's most likely is that one day Aaron Rodgers packs his bags and says, I want to leave. The New York Jets don't have a coach. And the New York Jets are going to have to start from scratch and suck for many more years because another Green Bay Packers experiment quarterback screwed him. This is JR of the JR Sport Brief on 92.1 The GOAT.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of health and vitality at Virtus Men's Health, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, weight management, and peptide therapies to help you achieve your goals. It's easy to forget about your health while juggling holiday plans, but taking care of yourself is the best gift you can give to your loved ones and yourself. Their expert team is here to help you stay fit and energized throughout the holidays and beyond. With their personalized approach, you can tackle the holiday season with energy and confidence. Don't let stress or health issues dim your holiday spirit and head into the new year with a new approach on life. Visit VirtusMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment today. This holiday season, prioritize your health at Virtus Men's Health because a healthy man makes for a happy holiday. Wishing you a wonderful and joyous holiday season. Virtus Men's Health. Achieve your full potential.
It's football season, and there's no better place to catch the game than Legends Bar in Chambersburg, the hottest spot in town. Located on Hollywell Avenue, they've got everything you need to make game day unforgettable. With ice-cold beer, delicious bites, and all major sporting events streamed live, you're covered. And the best part, also food and drink specials like burgers and draft specials on Mondays or empanadas and margarita specials on Tuesdays. Plus, enjoy free pool tables every Wednesday and Sunday. So come on down to Legends Bar, the hottest bar in Chambersburg. Get revved up for the holidays and have your photo taken with Santa Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at M&S Harley-Davidson. Photos by LA Cameras. Please bring an unwrapped toy to donate to the Mont Alto Fire Company Toy Drive to receive a free picture with Santa. The Redneck Foodie Food Truck will be at this event. Share the spirit, donate, and celebrate the holidays this Saturday with M&S Harley-Davidson, 160 Falling Spring Road, Chambersburg. More details online at msharleydavidson.com.
Take the plunge for a great cause. It's the 2025 Polar Bear Plunge, New Year's Day in River Bottom Park, Williamsport. Proceeds will go to the Fire Police. Festivities begin at 10 a.m. The plunge is at noon. There's a ceremonial bonfire, hot beverages, snacks, the annual costume contest for prizes, and more. Register early for a guaranteed shirt. Forms available now at Williamsport Town Hall or online at williamsportmd.gov. Brave the Potomac New Year's Day for the 2025 Polar Bear Plunge.
Making your home more comfortable, secure, and efficient. That's the goal of CV Winger, from upgrading your heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical systems to installing new faucets or security lights. CV Winger is your solution, a certified York dealer offering products backed by decades of experience. Founded over 140 years ago, York has been an industry leader from the start. Talk to CV Winger today about the upgrades you want in your home and receive a free estimate on your projects. From installing new Comfort Height toilets to a whole house generator or a heat pump water heater. See how properly installed quality York products can make your home smarter, more efficient, and more reliable. You can save money on your energy costs too. Call CV Winger today at 717-263-1469 or find them online at cvwinger.com. CV Winger in Chambersburg, your certified York dealer.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors, the right choice winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards.
From the Community Free Clinic, we have with us Jeremy Cantor. You are the director, and Lisa Getz. And what is your title? I'm sorry, I didn't.
Development Director.
Development Director. Walk us through the services of the clinic. Where are you and what do you offer?
So the Community Free Clinic is located at 249 Mill Street, and we also have our mental health program at 235 Mill Street. So we actually have kind of two locations, but they're side by side.
Hagerstown.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And Hagerstown, apologies. So our services, we have pretty much a standard primary care practice, along with volunteer specialties, pulmonology, podiatry, a variety of different specialties that come in. We offer behavioral health services, and we are currently just started a grant for community outreach. So, we'll have some staff going out into the community and trying to outreach to some people who aren't currently connected with healthcare and trying to get them, to live a healthier life.
And who do you serve? Anybody in Washington County?
So we serve any uninsured Washington County resident. Under the outreach program, we can help, even if you are insured, we will help you find the right people to work with. So anybody can come in and get some form of a service, but as far as their direct medical care, you'd have to be uninsured and live in Washington County.
And you do medical services along with mental health services as well.
Yes.
What kind of mental health services do you offer?
So we provide individual therapy, couples therapy, group psychoeducational, art therapy. We have things like that. And then we have a psychiatric nurse practitioner who manages all of our prescribing and medication monitoring programs.
You may have already answered this. I think you did. How are you funded?
We are funded about 75% in grants, about 15 to 18% from fundraising, and the rest comes from endowments.
Wow. How many people do you think you're currently serving at the facility?
Probably in the neighborhood of 500.
Wow. Wow.
And does that stretch you pretty thin right now?
Absolutely. At times it can, but we make do with what we have and provide the best services that a lot of people can find.
And I saw that you also have a teen health service.
Yep. We have Youth Overcoming Life Obstacles, which is a sexual health style program. So, if someone needs to be on birth control, or if someone needs an STI test or treatment for that STI, we're there, and that's for anybody 13 to 24, whether you're insured or not. You still need to be a Washington County resident. That's funded through the county, but we're able to provide them services as well.
How long have you been there?
I was on the board of directors before I became an employee. I've been an employee for about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Probably around eight years or so I've been involved directly with the clinic.
And the clinic's been around for how long?
So we're getting ready. We're very excited to be celebrating our 35th year
nice.
In Washington County. Got a big gala coming up and in February, which we'll probably talk a little bit more about in a bit. But that's kind of where that sits.
I think that's a really wonderful thing that you guys are doing, because I can imagine there are people that are uninsured and need these services and don't know where to turn, kind of feel hopeless at some point. So it's nice that you're there to provide that support.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the interesting tidbits to me, we have about 150,000 people in Washington County, roughly, and that equivalates to almost 11,000 that are uninsured, according to the census numbers. Wow. So, and we're only seeing a very small piece of that. So, we recognize that the need is much greater, and we want to be able to reach those people and get them the care so they can live happier, healthier lives.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make it compute that you want more people to be made aware of, and if there's 11,000 people, 500 is, obviously almost at capacity. It can be stressful and put a strain on. So if you take in more patients and service more of the community, does that open you up to more potential funding? How does that work?
Yes.
Because you can see
absolutely
the qualm with it.
Exactly. And when we say capacity, we always have room for people.
Sure.
We are very fortunate with volunteer docs in the area that come and give time, and will give more time if the need's present. So currently on the behavioral health side, like I say, they're pretty open, and they don't see nearly that number of total people that are in that program. But for us, getting those increased numbers allow us better opportunities through grants. One of the things grants need is data measurements. Right. So the more that we're seeing, the more blood pressures we're taking, the more A1Cs that we're doing, we're able to kind of show how the treatment has helped make people healthier. That gets us more money. Recently, we were awarded through the CHRC a $1.5 million grant over 5 years, which is that community outreach piece that I mentioned earlier, for those things. And obviously, as those numbers come back, that gives us a nice, strong argument for further grants in that area.
Can we dive in a little bit more of the medical services that you offer? I was looking at your website, and it looks like there's a plethora of services available. Could you take us through some of them?
Sure. I mean, say we do just the standard physicals, sick visits, acute injuries. There are some things that obviously we can't treat. We don't have X-ray machines or technicians for those types of things. But ongoing treatment for diabetes, any chronic disease management programs. Like I say, we're able to we're a full service doctor's office.
In reality, Lisa, it seems like that there's not necessarily a reason that anyone in Washington County who is uninsured, if they have an issue with their health, would have a justifiable reason to say, well, I'm not going to go anywhere because I don't have insurance. Right. There's a place to go.
There is a place to go, and making that awareness is very huge, because Washington County doesn't seem that big, but it is, and there's a lot of people who are not familiar with the clinic, and that's one of the things that we are doing. One of the things I've been trying to do is reach out and let everybody know. Mm-hmm. We're here. There's not a lot of things in life that are free.
Sure.
Community Free Clinic is.
As in the name.
Everyone deserves health care.
Sure.
Everyone should get primary health care.
Absolutely.
And we have that.
And the other question that I would have is, because I haven't heard this mentioned, and I did an interview with someone from the Community Free Clinic a couple years ago. When it comes to transportation, that may be a barrier that some people have. Do you provide/arrange? Do you offer tips or have a program for that?
We do have resources for that, and we actually partner with the Community Action Council locally, and we have a grant also through CHRC that provides medical transports for patients. So we're able to help get them in that program set up and help them get to their appointments, whether they're at the clinic or even if we have to refer someone outside for something, we are able to help them get transportation. And one of the other pieces I just want to hit on, we are truly a free clinic. We even have a medication dispensary where we're able to obtain medications through some programs, so our patients are able to get the vast majority of their medicine for absolutely free.
What about emergent care? I obviously, someone's in a car accident, they're not going to tell the ambulance driver, hey, take me to the community-free clinic. But where do you walk up to the line as far as those types of things go? Is it, I look at like maybe urgent care. I have a cough. Is that kind of the same thing?
Absolutely. And obviously when you get to levels of more trauma-based kind of injuries or more acute breaks, things of that nature, we don't have the ability to kind of treat all of those things. But for the most part, any normal thing that you go to your doctor's office or the majority of things you go to urgent care, you could come see us. And we're still bound by some of the same things. If their blood pressure's through the roof, we may have to send them to the emergency room because we don't have the equipment.
Where they won't be denied care.
Exactly.
Right.
If someone came into the clinic and maybe had a condition or something that was happening that you guys weren't able to help them with, would you assist that person in finding a place to go that would help them financially and meet them where they are?
We do our absolute best with that. We have many local providers that do offer some sliding scales for some of our patients, or reduced because they come from us, and some actually give their services for free. So we do our absolute best, but we definitely have people that are assigned to help that patient connect to be healthy.
Like a patient advocate.
Absolutely. We have patient advocate. We also have outreach coordinator and case manager that all their entire role is to make sure that our patients or potential patients and people are getting the treatment that they need.
Do you offer anything involving dental?
We don't. We are in some talks to try to figure out how to get that in, and because nothing's finalized, I won't go too much into that, but we're hopeful in the fall that maybe we'll be able to offer some dental services to our patients. So hopefully some of those partnerships we're working on come together.
And people I'm sorry to interrupt you, but people put off their oral health. It's so expensive. They let a crack go, and then before you know it, there's an infection, and then it gets into your bloodstream.
I'm that person.
Are you?
I am going to the dentist.
I am too. I had a crack in my tooth, let it go. I just paid for a crown a couple weeks ago. So it's nice that you guys are, maybe
we're working in that, and like I say, that would be a totally free service as well. That was part of the, in the original talks, is that we maintain our free status. I find that to be one of the most important aspects for the clinic.
Sure.
It's hard, and the vast majority of our patients, they're working a job that either doesn't offer, they can't afford, or they're working multiple jobs, and so it's sometimes can be hard.
2 or 3 part-time jobs, you're not getting the benefits at any one of them, although you're working the hours combined to have it. Lisa, let me ask you this question: when it comes to and I totally lost my train of thought, just being completely real. It'll come back to me, so go ahead.
That's fine.
But I just totally lost that.
On what he
please.
A lot of people feel like they don't understand what you qualify for.
Sure.
It does not matter. There are so many different people. You have college students coming off of their parents' insurance.
Right.
And they're not in their job yet. They
So
haven't
transition.
found a job.
I
So
didn't
they're
even think about that.
And they need health care. We can provide that. You have single moms who you either pay for the health care offered by your employer, or you pay to take care of getting your kids the clothes they need.
Or the electric bill that
The
month.
electric bill, exactly.
Sure.
Or the food you get. So I'm not going to buy this insurance but you got to be healthy. And if you're healthy, you can go to work to bring home the money to take care of your family.
We kind of have it backward in a lot of ways.
So understanding the clients or the patients that we see, the people that we service, it's broad.
Sure.
And it could be you, me, anybody. The situation is, if you don't have health insurance, you're uninsured.
And
I know, I got it back.
And you never know where life takes you. One day you have a job, you're secure. The next day you let go, and oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
And that's another important piece, because people often will change jobs and they don't have insurance for
like 90 days.
Right. And we're there. And some people, it might even be less, 2 weeks. We'll still get you in. We'll still help you stay healthy until you can get there.
The price of Cobra is even
ridiculous.
More. It's like, it's here, but here's how much it's going to cost you now.
Right.
What I was going to ask was, I know you have a network of doctors and providers who give of their time, and that's wonderful. And you obviously have some that keep office hours within the physical facility that you have. Does that network extend out to, say, some doctors or providers may say, if folks come to our office, we have this block of time if you'd like to send them to us? Does any of that care exist?
Yes, absolutely. It doesn't necessarily go into the blocks of time, but our patient advocate reaches out to the doctor's office and they schedule an appointment, and then we communicate that to the patient, and then the patient will go to their office. So
it's much like you hear lawyers do pro bono cases. You have a network of providers that do that.
And like I say, we can run into a situation where they don't offer that, so we make sure all of our patients are aware that there are possibilities that the care outside of our physical location, we don't control that. We do the best that we can, and like I say, we're very fortunate. The providers in Washington County are really supportive of the clinic.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for what you do in the community. It's needed and it's wonderful. And thank you for talking to us today on Let's Talk Tri-State. Love to have you come back and speak more about the gala that's in February.
Absolutely.
And we can dive into that a little more next time if that sounds good with you guys.
Sounds great.
Okay, great. Yes,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Coming up, we're going to take a look at news and sports, and it's all powered by WellSpan, winner of the American Hospital Association's Quest for Quality Award, online at wellspan.org.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of health and vitality at Virtus Men's Health, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, weight management, and peptide therapies to help you achieve your goals. It's easy to forget about your health while juggling holiday plans, but taking care of yourself is the best gift you can give to your loved ones and yourself. Their expert team is here to help you stay fit and energized throughout the holidays and beyond. With their personalized approach, you can tackle the holiday season with energy and confidence. Don't let stress or health issues dim your holiday spirit and head into the new year with a new approach on life. Visit VirtusMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment today. This holiday season, prioritize your health at Virtus Men's Health, because a healthy man makes for a happy holiday. Wishing you a wonderful and joyous holiday season. Virtus Men's Health. Achieve your full potential.
It's football season, and there's no better place to catch the game than Legends Bar in Chambersburg, the hottest spot in town. Located on Holywell Avenue, they've got everything you need to make game day unforgettable. With ice-cold beer, delicious bites, and all major sporting events streamed live, you're covered. And the best part, also food and drink specials like burgers and draft specials on Mondays, or empanadas and margarita specials on Tuesdays. Plus, enjoy free pool tables every Wednesday and Sunday. So come on down to Legends Bar, the hottest bar in Chambersburg.
Owning a reliable vehicle should be within reach of everyone. At Forever Ride, it is. Everyone deserves a chance to finance their vehicle. At Forever Ride in Waynesboro, you can. Elevate your car buying experience. Check out their selection online at foreverride.com. They have their own in-house finance and the best pricing in the area. Cash deals available. Stop by and make an offer. Forever Ride, Buchanan Trail East, next to L&S Furniture Sales, Waynesboro. Forever Ride. Just ride.
The Greencastle Antrim Chamber of Commerce invites you to Heritage Christmas in the Square on December 6th and 13th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Bring your letter to put in Santa's mailbox, sponsored by Corning Credit Union. Don't miss having pictures taken with Santa, sponsored by F&M Trust. At the Holiday House, sponsored by Lumber Direct, pick up a brochure about Heritage Christmas events. Buy the 2024 commemorative ornament, or vote for your favorite in the Light It Up contest, sponsored by Antrim Insurance Agency. Purchase tickets for a horse and wagon ride, sponsored by Manitowoc, or the Christmas home tour. There will be nearly 20 vendors in the square. Shop, visit with friends and neighbors, and enjoy music and entertainment, sponsored by Middletown Valley Bank. There's no place like downtown Greencastle during the holidays. Take in the beauty of the Christmas tree and charming shops in our area. For more information about Heritage Christmas events, go to greencastlepachamber.org.
Explore, discover, succeed. The area's premier learning institution is Franklin County Career and Technology Center on Loop Road in Chambersburg.
Enroll now for adult education fall 2024 classes, including but not limited to pharmacy technician certification and certified nurse's assistant program. Also, welding and CNC machinist programs. Some courses may be funded through the Career Link.
All courses, descriptions, and pricing can be found at franklinctc.com under Adult Education or contact Faye at 717-263-9033, extension 1512 for more information.
You can apply online at apply.franklinctc.com by mail or stop at the Career Tech on Loop Road in Chambersburg.
Explore, discover, succeed. You can do it all right here in Franklin County. Availability limited. Enroll today.
You can apply online at apply.franklinctc by mail or stop at the Career Tech on Loop Road in Chambersburg.
Join the John Allison Public House this Christmas season with your family and friends for a wonderful evening full of delicious food and great company. We have our full menu of fresh squeezed crushes, 18 beers on tap, and signature cocktails. Join us for our annual Christmas Eve party from 11 to 5 with a special menu and holiday cocktails. The John Allison Public House in Greencastle has it all. Check out Facebook for our live music and event schedule. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from the John Allison Public House, South Antrim Way, Greencastle, founder of Good Times.
Come down Fast Lane, Hagerstown or Martinsburg. Come down Fast Lane. Oh, yeah. At either location, yeah, we've got great deals. And Fast Lane Car Sales can finance your wheels. Lots of late models and low mileage too. Come on. Come down Fast Lane. On the lot or online. Come down Fast Lane.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State.
The Mercersburg Area Community Chorus will present its December concerts on Saturday, December 7th at 3 p.m. and again at 7 p.m. And then they will also have another concert Sunday, December 8th at 3 p.m. in Irvine Memorial Chapel at Mercersburg Academy. The music includes Handel Messiah and seasonal music. Admission free, however. A free will offering will be collected. Early arrival is recommended as seating is limited. If you would like to get more information, you can either go online to mercersburgchorus.org or 717-328-2324. What I like about this, obviously, I like how there's a lot of different times for the performances, but free.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
It's so much. I'm telling you, explorefranklincounty.com is the place to go, and you would be, I would say 99% of everything they list on the community calendar is free or by donation.
That's amazing.
It really is. Speaking of Breakfast with Santa, love hearing this.
Did we say Breakfast with Santa?
Well, I meant Santa season is what I.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was going to say, I don't think that we were talking about that. But
poor segue on my part.
Yes,
but,
you think?
Food. How about we do that? Because Katie loves her food. Now, this one is not free, but it's a great event. Saturdays, November 30th and December 7th, 14th, and 21st at 10:30 a.m. at the Washington County Playhouse, 44 North Potomac Street. Enter through the rear. That's in Hagerstown. We've both been there.
Mm-hmm.
Santa has allotted some time on his schedule to give of every Saturday, which I think is awesome, right? I don't know why I said November 30th because we're past that. But this is for ages 3 and older. You can join Santa, Mrs. Claus, and their friends for a festive character breakfast along with holiday music. All seats are $29.50, which includes breakfast, a table visit from each character, and a photo opportunity with Santa Claus. You can call 301-739-7469. Now, you can also do this online, but the link that I was able to find was one of those tiny URL and then the long numbers. So just look for the Washington County Playhouse on Google. It'll take you right there. You get to take care of it.
So 2 very seasonal events happening.
Love it, yep.
Maybe that would have been a better way to get into your story.
Yes, that would have been the better segue. Thank
or
you.
Speaking
the season.
Speaking of good segues, let's go ahead and take a look at sports with Andy.
Last night in the NBA, we saw NBA Cup action as the 76ers took on the Charlotte Hornets. The 76ers came away the winner 110-104. Paul George led the scoring for the 76ers with 29 points. The Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Washington Wizards 118-87. Donovan Mitchell led the scoring for the Cavs with 19 points. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Detroit Pistons in NBA group play 128-107. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 28 points and 7 rebounds on the game, while Cade Cunningham led the scoring for the Pistons with 23 points. The New York Knicks got a victory over the Orlando Magic. Josh Hart had 11 points and 13 rebounds and 10 assists for the Knicks, notching a triple-double. The Toronto Raptors beat the Indiana Pacers last night 122-111. Tyrese Halliburton led the scoring for the Pacers with 30 points, and Scotty Barnes led the scoring for the Raptors with 35 points. The Oklahoma City Thunder got a victory over the Utah Jazz. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the scoring for the Thunder with 26 points. The Mavericks beat the Grizzlies 121-116. Luka Doncic led the scoring for the Mavs with 37 points and 12 rebounds. The Phoenix Suns got a victory over the San Antonio Spurs 104-93. Devin Booker led the scoring for the victorious Suns with 29 points. And the Denver Nuggets beat the Golden State Warriors in group play for the NBA Cup last night as well, 119-115. Jokic led the scoring for the Nuggets, 38 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Sacramento Kings got a victory over the Houston Rockets, 120-111. Domantas Sabonis led the scoring for the Kings, 27 points, and added 7 rebounds as well on the night. And the Los Angeles Clippers got a victory over the Portland Trailblazers, 127-105. Leading the scoring for the Clippers was Powell with 30 points, and DeAndre Ayton led the scoring for the Blazers with 16 points. Here's how the NBA Cup stacks up after last night's slate of games. The NBA quarterfinals are all set. In the East, the Atlanta Hawks, the Group C winners, will take on the New York Knicks, the East Group A winners, and the Orlando Magic, the East wild card, will face the number 1 seeded Milwaukee Bucks, the East Group B winners. In the West, the Dallas Mavericks, who won the West wild card, will clinch a last-second spot after Tuesday's slate of games, and they'll face the top-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder, who are the West Group B winners. Next week, the Golden State Warriors, the West Group C winners, will take on the Houston Rockets, who were the West Group A winners. In women's college basketball last night, number 2 ranked UConn got a victory over Holy Cross 88-52. Number 7 ranked Maryland beat Mount St. Mary's 87-52, and number 13 Kansas State beat Eastern Illinois 90-43. Number 20 ranked Iowa State got a victory over South Carolina Upstate 92-35, and number 25 ranked Nebraska beat Lindenwood 69-48. In the final game for last night, USC, ranked number 6 on the year, beat California Baptist 94-52. In men's college basketball, number 3 ranked Tennessee got a victory over Syracuse 96-70, and number 4 ranked Kentucky fell to Clemson last night 70-66. Number 11 Wisconsin lost to Michigan 67-64 in a close one, and number 14 ranked Cincinnati fell to Villanova 68-60. A lot of close games and a lot of top teams going down last night in men's college basketball. This will definitely have an impact on the season, and I can't wait to see how the brackets shape up for NCAA March Madness. Sports were everywhere last night, and lots of NHL action. The Bruins got a victory over the Red Wings 3-2. The Colorado Avalanche beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-4. And the Canadiens took down the Islanders 2-1. The Pittsburgh Penguins got a victory over the Florida Panthers 5-4. And the Minnesota Wild beat the Vancouver Canucks 3-2. The Vegas Golden Knights got a close victory over the Edmonton Oilers, winning 1-0.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I feel the same way that I felt yesterday. I feel like this was a game that the Cowboys should have won.
They did.
They did. I didn't think they were spectacular, but that's okay. You don't have to do style points. This isn't college. We're not trying to impress the BCS. This was good for them to get away with a win, and I still have them not making the playoffs this year. Hey, this is Maggie Gray on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State home for local sports and news.
Show love to your local shops this holiday season and be rewarded. Shop small November 18th through December 6th, and you could be reimbursed by your favorite station. It's your chance to be rewarded just by supporting small businesses like American Custom Auto Care, Roots Hair Design, Farrar's Firearms, Mason-Dixon Barbecue, and YP Jewelers. Upload your shopping receipts from one of the participating businesses on this station's website under the Shop Small Win Big promotion for a shot at being reimbursed. No purchase necessary. See website for details.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of health and vitality at Virtus Men's Health, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, weight management, and peptide therapies to help you achieve your goals. It's easy to forget about your health while juggling holiday plans, but taking care of yourself is the best gift you can give to your loved ones and yourself. Their expert team is here to help you stay fit and energized throughout the holidays and beyond. With their personalized approach, you can tackle the holiday season with energy and confidence. Don't let stress or health issues dim your holiday spirit and head into the new year with a new approach on life. Visit VirtusMensHealth.com to schedule your appointment today. This holiday season, prioritize your health at Virtus Men's Health, because a healthy man makes for a happy holiday. Wishing you a wonderful and joyous holiday season. Virtus Men's Health. Achieve your full potential.
This holiday season, as we celebrate peace, joy, and most importantly, time with our family and friends.
CWP would like to take a moment to reflect on an incredible year.
Hey, this is Kristen
and Craig
from CWP.
This year, we proudly celebrated our 50th anniversary.
Thank you for all the loyalty and trust from our customers.
The dedication and hard work that each of our employees display every day is second to none.
CWP is grateful for the opportunity we have been given to earn your business.
And to our employees, thank you for choosing to be a part of the CWP family.
You are the ones that made this milestone year possible. Thank you to all.
Wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas.
And a healthy, Happy New Year.
From the CWP family to yours, jingle, jingle.
It's football season, and there's no better place to catch the game than Legends Bar in Chambersburg, the hottest spot in town. Located on Holywell Avenue, they've got everything you need to make game day unforgettable. With ice-cold beer, delicious bites, and all major sporting events streamed live, you're covered. And the best part, also food and drink specials like burgers and draft specials on Mondays, or empanadas and margarita specials on Tuesdays. Plus, enjoy free pool tables every Wednesday and Sunday. So come on down to Legends Bar, the hottest bar in Chambersburg.
As America's first superhighway, the PA Turnpike has driven innovation by drilling tunnels through mountains, building bridges over valleys, and expanding lanes for 500,000 customers daily. Today, the PA Turnpike is driven to make your trip easier than ever. Open road tolling eliminates the stop and go of traditional tolling, increases safety, and reduces environmental impact. Plus, have even more confidence that you'll arrive on time. Visit paturnpike.com/ORT.
Meritus Medical Center has been earning straight A's. Hi, this is Carrie Adams, Meritus Chief Operating Officer. I am proud to announce that Meritus Medical Center has earned its 4th straight A in Leapfrog Safety Grade. Only 30% of hospitals across the country received an A. Our team members are the ones responsible. So join me in thanking them for all they do to keep our patients safe, and thank you for choosing Meritus Medical Center.
Our Bruce Carson Jewelers invites you to our holiday open house on December 6th and 7th. We are hosting a Marco Biccico trunk show featuring their distinctive Italian designer jewelry. We are excited to share Marco Biccico's beautiful line with you. Those who purchase any Marco Biccico piece will be entered to win a pair of Marco Biccico hoop earrings. We will also be offering $50 off $250, $100 off $500, and $500 off $2,500 or more throughout the store. Some exclusions apply. Our Bruce Carson Jewelers, making timeless memories since 1902.
Are you looking for increased sales and profits for your business? Verstandig Media can help, but don't just take our word for it.
Hi, Mike with Lizzie's from Greencastle. The team at Verstandig Media, through their creative marketing approach and business connections, has helped us to connect with other new local customers and businesses in our community. We've seen consistent year-over-year growth for the past 6 years.
If you want a full-service marketing team working for you, visit 921thegoat.com/marketing today.
WIKG, Mercersburg, Chambersburg, Greencastle, 92.1 The Goat, the Tri-State's home for sports and news.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors, the right choice, winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards.
From the Franklin County Visitor Bureau, we have Becky Kellerman and Lisa McCracken, one of my favorite last names.
Oh, thank you.
And Tiny and I have been saying a lot over the past few weeks since we've been doing the show, how impressed we are with all the activities that Franklin County has. I mean, it's just a plethora and vast events and so much to do for everybody. But let's start and just really focus on the Festival of Trees for right now. So talk to us about that. Walk us through that event.
Well, the Festival of Trees started 6 years ago. And what we do, we supply outside businesses, individuals, however it be, with trees, wreaths, and then they decorate them to their heart's desire. And then all of the proceeds, we have bidding, actually, and we have voting, which kind of gives you, if you win the votes, the most votes, it gives you bragging rights, of course. But then all those proceeds go to the Cumberland Valley Breast Cancer Alliance. So that's really great.
And it's free. It's free admission. You just or $1.
That's the dollars are for the votes, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's free admission, but the votes are $4 for $1, and then you just vote for your favorite tree or wreath. And then the silent auction, you just put in whatever amount you want, and hopefully you win, or somebody else outbid you.
Yeah.
How many trees and wreaths do you have?
How many do we have this year?
We have almost 80.
Whoa!
Yes.
Was it tough to find space to fit all of them? Is that an issue?
No,
You have
we have
plenty of
room
space?
for
We
more.
have, yes.
Oh, well,
we
there
have
we go.
room for more, and we're hoping for more next year.
Challenge laid down for 2025, no doubt.
Yes.
Where did the trees come from?
We buy them, and some of them are donated, but we buy them throughout the year. And then whenever you put in your silent auction bid, then you get the tree and the decorations, or your wreath and the decorations.
There's
put
some
on together.
extra goodies with trees and wreaths as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of different perks.
This might be a silly question, but I'm just trying to think about this logistically. So if they're decorating the tree, how does the tree then get into the facility? Don't all the decorations come down or break as it's in transport?
If the tree is 5 feet or less, you can take it off site and decorate.
Okay, okay.
If the larger ones, we have everybody, you have to come in to decorate.
And we have a few 7.5-foot trees that have been decorated.
That seems like such a fun
Oh,
thing
yeah.
to do
I would
as a
think so, yeah.
business and camaraderie.
Yeah,
and
a lot of fun.
and
A lot
you
of
don't-
work, a lot of fun.
I'm sure. And you don't have to say, but do you have a favorite? Do you have one that really sticks out to you?
Maybe.
Every year there's one
Yeah.
that you really like.
And does that one typically place very high? Or is it just that's your personal favorite and just...
Well, right now there's a couple. As I went and looked today, there's one that I would have never imagined that's placing very high. And to be honest, I can't even give you the name of who's done that. But anyhow, yeah.
We're happy to have the tree.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Now, you were, if I'm understanding correctly, people can bid on the trees, correct?
Yes.
And they keep the tree and
the ornaments.
Do some businesses, and I ask this because years ago I remember a similar festival of trees where businesses would decorate, but businesses would include as part of the decorations perhaps gift cards.
Yes,
and that happens here as well.
That's what there's
great.
more perks to some of the trees and wreaths. Yes.
Sure, that's great. I
Ooh.
love that. Yeah, it was.
Some of them have gift cards on it.
There were one that I did, and they didn't. It was believe me, it was not a silent auction. I can tell you that. They would take this so seriously that I had to become the auctioneer.
Okay.
And make jokes at people and prod them, come on, get this. But they were, and I'm sure this is the case at the Franklin County Visitors Bureau, is that they were loaded with services and gift cards and come in for a tune-up if it was a car dealership, or it was just it was so nice what they did. So
That's
I imagine it's the same
awesome.
thing. Yeah.
And I haven't seen this, so I'm trying to visualize what it looks like in my head, but I can imagine it's pretty impressive, and people go all out with some of the trees.
Yeah.
I think the advent too of pardon the pun, of Amazon having such a plethora of things that you can do, and I say that because my wife just saw, and she's getting these for my daughter to give to her teachers, the clear ornaments that have nothing in them, and you can fill them with whatever you want.
Yes.
So things like that have, I'm sure, allow people to make very custom trees for them, which has to be it's a symbol of pride, really. It's an advertisement for your business.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
When does the Festival of Trees end?
This Saturday.
Oh, it's this Saturday.
Saturday
Okay.
at noon is when the cutoff is for bids, votes. All of that.
And the hours to view the trees are up until then? What are they?
Until today and tomorrow, 8 until 4:30. Then Friday will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then Saturday will be open from 9 until noon.
Yes.
Now on Saturday, since that ends the Festival of Trees and obviously would end the silent auction, is everyone encouraged to be present at that time for that?
Your presence isn't required, but if you would like a chance to get your tree, pick up your tree or your wreath, sure.
Yeah.
Be there.
I'm just imagining.
And hope that you are the one that won.
I would want to be there front and center.
There
making
may
sure
be
that
a
I got
bidding
mine.
war at the
Yeah.
end. We've been a party to that before, that's for sure. Yes.
How much money in years past has this raised for charity?
Last year, I think it was around 7,000.
Okay.
Yes. So we're always hoping to outdo that because it's going for a good cause.
How are we looking this year?
I really don't even have an estimate for you, to be honest. I really couldn't tell you. It'll get a little more wild as we get closer.
Sure.
So,
I was so upset. I was right across the street last weekend from the Festival of Trees. I was outside for the downtown
Small Business
Saturday. Thank you. And I had to leave immediately to get to my next event. But everybody that walked in, when they came out, they were so happy. You could really tell that they were impressed. They had a really great time, and people were spending a lot of time in there. And I really wanted to pop in there and see it before I left.
Well, good to know.
And at the very least, it is such a nice seasonal event. Maybe you're not going to vote on a tree, but just to be able to walk through and put yourself in that Christmas spirit and that mindset of seeing 80 trees that are uniquely decorated, probably something would inspire you to bid, I'm sure. But speaking of the bidding, is there an online presence for the trees?
Yes, there is.
Okay. And how do people go about that? I'm assuming your website, but take us through that as if anybody doesn't know anything about where to go.
You would go to explorefranklincountypa.com, and you can see on there's Festival of Trees. There's a button on there. It says check bids, and there you can see the picture and description of every tree and wreath, and then what their current bid is. And then if you want to place a bid yourself, there's an email address on there.
Great.
That you can place the bid either by email, or you can call us by phone, or of course come in person, and you could.
That was going to be my question. Is there an online option to at least inform someone, hey, here's my
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's all, even our hours and everything is posted right there for you to see.
Speaking of online, can you vote online and with the dollar?
You would have to email.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, you couldn't even vote. It's only bids. Excuse me. Yes, it would only be bids. If you wanted to vote, you would have to come personally.
Do you want to, we have a couple minutes left, do you want to shout out some of the businesses who decided to be a part of it this year?
Go ahead, Becky.
We can go through some of the businesses, and then we can also, there's a couple partners that we have too that we're working on. But some of the businesses that we have are, like the CTAs are Certified Tourism Ambassadors, Friends of Letterkenny. There's Cumberland Valley Christian School, Warm Spring Day Spa. There's Order of the Eastern Star. We have individuals, the Dial family, Joshua and McKenna that did a tree. We have Shippensburg Historical. We have the Shoebox Supply Store. So we have a lot of different varieties.
Really runs the gamut of businesses.
That have stepped up to decorate. And we also have partnered with Cleansing Garden Center. They donated some of the poinsettias. The Franklin County Career Tech Teens and Greens, they have some pine arrangements that they made, and then they're also opening today for their stand so that people can go there and get all kinds of Christmas arrangements and things, poinsettias. Salvation Army, we have an angel tree for them, and they also have the bell that'll come, the kettle that'll come. Cumberland Valley Model Railroad set up a small display for trains.
Very nice.
That is nice.
And so we also have partnered with Homeless Matters, where they're collecting different items that are needed.
I saw that there were some donation items that on the website
Yes,
that
they are located.
you were asking for, like hats and gloves and scarves and different things like that.
You guys are really checking all the boxes.
Yeah,
so thank you
great.
for what you do. I think that's amazing.
We think it's terrific.
Aww.
Wow.
Well, thank you for having
Yes,
us. We
of course.
appreciate
On
it.
that note, don't even try. We have pun wars all the time, and he always tries
I'm
out pun
fine.
me. You're going to let me end with that one then.
Ornament to be your pun day.
See, I knew it. Just another bark in the kennel. Bark like on a tree?
Sure.
Okay, we'll just leave that there.
Well, what do you call an old snowman? A glass of water.
Oh, no.
I had to throw that in
Well
there.
played.
I was really racking my brain on that one, too.
I love that.
Well, Becky and Lisa, thank you so much for joining
Sure,
us.
thanks for having us.
Of course. And coming up, we're going to take another look at news and sports, and it's all powered by Legends Bar in Chambersburg. You can satisfy your sports fix at Legends Bar with game day specials and cold brews, and you can find them on Hollywell Avenue in Chambersburg.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I feel the same way that I felt yesterday. I feel like this was a game that the Cowboys should have won.
They did.
They did. I didn't think they were spectacular, but that's okay. You don't have to do style points. This isn't college. We're not trying to impress the BCS. This was good for them to get away with a win. and I still have them not making the playoffs this year. Hey, this is Maggie Gray on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State home for local sports and news.
It's football season, and there's no better place to catch the game than Legends Bar in Chambersburg, the hottest spot in town. Located on Holywell Avenue, they've got everything you need to make game day unforgettable. With ice-cold beer, delicious bites, and all major sporting events streamed live, you're covered. And the best part, also food and drink specials like burgers and draft specials on Mondays, or empanadas and margarita specials on Tuesdays. Plus, enjoy free pool tables every Wednesday and Sunday. So come on down to Legends Bar, the hottest bar in Chambersburg.
Sunday, January 26th, it's the Tri-State Bridal Show, noon to 5 at the Valley Mall in Hagerstown. Brides-to-be, this is your chance to meet the area's leading bridal professionals. Venues, photographers, caterers, travel planners, and more. The first 100 brides to register online at this station's website will receive a welcome bag that includes small gifts, coupons, flyers, and a raffle ticket for door prizes. Register now, and we'll see you Saturday, January 26th for the Tri-State Bridal Show at Valley Mall, Hagerstown.
Are you looking for increased sales and profits for your business? Verstandig Media can help, but don't just take our word for it.
Hi, Mike with Lizzie's from Greencastle. The team at Verstandig Media, through their creative marketing approach and business connections, has helped us to connect with other new local customers and businesses in our community. We've seen consistent year-over-year growth for the past 6 years.
If you want a full-service marketing team working for you, visit 921thegoat.com/marketing today.
If you haven't called to learn about the Negley's Water Upgrade Equipment Sale, you still have time, but we encourage you not to wait. If you're thinking of replacing your existing equipment, it's the perfect time because now through December 31st, you have the chance to earn up to $500 in savings during the upgrade equipment promotion at Negley's Water. Negley's Water. Call for your free consult before the end of the month to feel better about your water and save. 888-458-2118 or visit online at negleyswater.com/radio. As a new customer, there are always incentives to try a new product or service, but at Negley's Water, we want to thank you as an existing customer. So when you refer someone to our company and they purchase their new softener system from us on your recommendation, you'll receive $50 towards your next service. It's just our way of showing how much we appreciate you and your business. Negley's Water, 888-458-2118, or visit us online at negleyswater.com/radio.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of health and vitality at Virtus Men's Health, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, weight management, and peptide therapies to help you achieve your goals. It's easy to forget about your health while juggling holiday plans, but taking care of yourself is the best gift you can give to your loved ones and yourself. Their expert team is here to help you stay fit and energized throughout the holidays and beyond. With their personalized approach, you can tackle the holiday season with energy and confidence. Don't let stress or health issues dim your holiday spirit and head into the new year with a new approach on life. Visit VirtusMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment today. This holiday season, prioritize your health at Virtus Men's Health, because a healthy man makes for a happy holiday. Wishing you a wonderful and joyous holiday season. Virtus Men's Health. Achieve your full potential.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State. Calls from Santa.
Ring, 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 ring.
The registration deadline is this Friday, the 6th, 4 p.m. Calls made Wednesday, December 11th between 6 and 8 p.m. It is going to be a telephone call. This is for ages 3 to 6. Children will receive a personal phone call from Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and their elves. It's free. Registration is required. You're going to want to call 240-313-2805 or email recsupport@washcomd.net. This is all hosted by the Washington County Parks and Recreation Department, but again, that deadline is coming up on Friday by 4 p.m., and then the calls will be made on Wednesday, the 11th, between 6 and 8 p.m.
I think it's so nice that we have this connection in our local community that apparently has the lowdown on how to get a hold of Santa and have him make these calls to our local kids. I think that's a great service.
You know what I loved when I was a teacher? There's a website that you can go to where you can see Santa in real time.
Oh, the Santa Tracker.
The Santa Tracker, yes. My students loved watching that. I mean, they just loved it. And so we ever had a minute of downtime, I would say, all right, guys, let's check the Santa tracker and see where he is.
And you know that's done by NORAD.
Oh, yeah?
NORAD takes care of that Santa tracker. So
I did not.
So it does have that official, and NORAD obviously scans the skies, so it would make sense that they would know where Santa is.
That's right, absolutely.
Well, police in Chambersburg are continuing to look for the suspect in a shooting that injured one person early Saturday. Police Chief Ron Camacho confirmed earlier this week. Borough Police initially responded to a report of gunshots at about 1:20 a.m. in the 300 block of Black Avenue. Spent shell casings were found in the area, which is west of South Main Street and roughly between West Washington and West Liberty Streets. Less than 2 hours later, a person with a gunshot wound was located several blocks east in the 500 block of Elm Avenue. They were flown to Wellspan York Hospital Trauma with an arm injury that was not believed to be life-threatening. The shooting was a targeted act of violence, and the general public is not at risk.
Oh, wow. I am going to be okay if we stop hearing these stories.
You and I both.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at sports with Andy. It's all powered by Virtus Men's Health in Hagerstown. They have telehealth available, and you can find them online at virtusmenshealth.com. What's going on, Andy?
Coming up in Washington County sports, we had basketball action last night where St. John's Catholic took on Broad Fording. St. John's Catholic beat Broad Fording 81-50. We've also got some games coming up on Thursday as South Hagerstown will kick off its season at Heritage at 6:15. Boonesboro will kick off their season at Winters Mill at 6:30. Brunswick takes on Smithsburg in Smithsburg at 7 p.m. And Williamsport will kick off their season in Williamsport as Oakdale travels to Williamsport at 7 p.m. North Hagerstown will take on Frederick at 7 p.m. on Friday. And St. James will take on Petty at 7 p.m., while Broad Fording goes to Allegheny at 7 p.m. as well on Friday night. Here's some Washington County basketball players for the boys varsity basketball to keep an eye on this season. Jacob Anderson, a senior at Hancock, averaged 9.9 points last season and 3.4 rebounds for the Panthers. Also, Jameer Bird of Williamsport, a junior, averaged 7.8 points last year for the Wildcats. Also for the Wildcats, Deontay Wilmore, who was voted a small school first-team selection, had 17.3 points last year average and 7.3 rebounds to go along with 1.4 assists and 1.1 steals for the Wildcats last year. Jaden Yates, it's a junior at St. James, averaged 18.5 points last season and 2.6 assists to go along with 1.3 steals on the season and was named to the All-Mid-Atlantic Conference team last season. Landon Somerville, a senior at North Hagerstown, also another player you can keep your eye on this season. He averaged 12.5 points and 5.5 rebounds for the Hubs last year. In the wrestling world, we'll see Tanner Halling, senior at Boonesboro, and previous state champions and also an undefeated season last year, go into his senior year for Boonesboro Wrestling. Last year, he captured the Class 2A 1A state title at 126 pounds. His career record stands at 130-2. Aiden Hastings, a senior at Williamsport, also a state champion as a sophomore, won the County 2A 1A West Region title before finishing second at states at 190 pounds as a junior last year. He led the county in total wins with 49-2 record, and his career marks at 130-7. Also, keep an eye on Cody Mimnall, a sophomore at Boonesboro. He went 28-16 last year at 106 pounds for the Warriors. Chase Pugh, a junior at St. James, who transferred from West Nottingham Academy, where he finished 16-10 as a sophomore, is looking to have a great season in wrestling for St. James.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
The JR Sport Brief on the Infinity Sports Network.
Am I going to favor them to win the championship this year? The answer is no. That'll be the greatest miracle because this is the New York Jets. And unfortunately, what's most likely is that one day Aaron Rodgers packs his bags and says, I want to leave. The New York Jets don't have a coach. And the New York Jets are going to have to start from scratch and suck for many more years because another Green Bay Packers experiment quarterback screwed him. This is JR of the JR Sport Brief on 92.1 The GOAT.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of health and vitality at Virtus Men's Health, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, weight management, and peptide therapies to help you achieve your goals. It's easy to forget about your health while juggling holiday plans, but taking care of yourself is the best gift you can give to your loved ones and yourself. Their expert team is here to help you stay fit and energized throughout the holidays and beyond. With their personalized approach, you can tackle the holiday season with energy and confidence. Don't let stress or health issues dim your holiday spirit and head into the new year with a new approach on life. Visit VirtusMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment today. This holiday season, prioritize your health at Virtus Men's Health, because a healthy man makes for a happy holiday. Wishing you a wonderful and joyous holiday season. Virtus Men's Health. Achieve your full potential.
It's football season, and there's no better place to catch the game than Legends Bar in Chambersburg, the hottest spot in town. Located on Hollywell Avenue, they've got everything you need to make game day unforgettable. With ice-cold beer, delicious bites, and all major sporting events streamed live, you're covered. And the best part, also food and drink specials like burgers and draft specials on Mondays, or empanadas and margarita specials on Tuesdays. Plus, enjoy free pool tables every Wednesday and Sunday. So come on down to Legends Bar, the hottest bar in Chambersburg.
At Jersey Mike's, it's just done differently. They take pride in making your sub, whether it's a hot sub or a cold sub. You see them slice it or grill it fresh right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. Visit them today and find your favorite go-to sub or try them all. Jersey Mike's Chambersburg on Walker Road, and now open in Gettysburg on Natural Springs Road in the Giant Plaza. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
When their whole world has been destroyed, help us give them a reason to smile this Christmas season. Keystone Outdoors, Coons Lawn Service, and Hoffman Transportation have come together to do a toy drive for the hurricane victims of Helene in North Carolina. Stock the trailer with new in-box toys for all ages. All toys must be unwrapped. Toys need to be dropped off to Keystone Outdoors at 186 Path Valley Road, Fort Loudoun, PA, no later than December 6th. Let's share the joy this Christmas season and spread it to North Carolina.
Attention shoppers, Four Pools has big news. Four Pools' fourth location, a pop-up store, is now open across from the food court at Valley Mall, Hagerstown.
Yes, Robbie, that will be convenient for Christmas shopping.
But wait, there's more. Saunas are now in stock.
You can say that again, Robbie. Just in time for Christmas. Floor Pools has special prices on hot tubs, endless pools, and saunas. And there's a special truckload of hot tubs, including a limited number of factory second hot tubs up to 30% off. When they're gone, they're gone. Right again, Robster. There's no better way to ease those aches and pains than with your very own hot tub. Imagine soaking in hot, bubbling water after a long day. It's like a warm hug for your body. And Floor Pools is where relaxation meets savings. Take advantage of the special prices now on hot tubs, endless pools, and saunas at all 4 Floor Pool locations: Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg, and during the new pop-up store across from the food court at Valley Mall, Hagerstown.
Explore, discover, succeed. The area's premier learning institution is Franklin County Career and Technology Center on Loop Road in Chambersburg.
Enroll now for adult education fall 2024 classes, including but not limited to pharmacy technician certification and certified nurse's assistant program. Also, welding and CNC machinist programs. Some courses may be funded through the Career Link.
All courses, descriptions, and pricing can be found at franklinctc.com under Adult Education, or contact Faye at 717-263-9033, extension 1512 for more information.
You can apply online at apply.franklinctc.com by mail or stop at the Career Tech on Loop Road in Chambersburg.
Explore, discover, succeed. You can do it all right here in Franklin County. Availability limited. Enroll today.
You can apply online at apply.franklinctc by mail or stop at the Career Tech on Loop Road in Chambersburg.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro. The right choice, winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards.
We've had Jess on our show a few times now from Family Care Services, and you primarily work with the life sharing program. And we've talked a lot about the life sharing program. And what we're doing today, Tony, I don't even know if you know this, Jess is here. She's been a caregiver
Oh,
before.
yes. I remember. I know, yeah.
And we said the last time you were here, it would be really great to get a caregiver on the show to just talk a little bit about the experience firsthand. Yeah. So let's first start, Jess. Jess 1, Jess 2. Jess 1, quick overview for anyone who maybe hasn't heard of Life Sharing or is new to the show. What is the program?
Okay, so Life Sharing is a residential program for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They live with a caregiver in the caregiver's private home, and the caregiver takes care of them, provides supervision, support, education, whatever is needed for that individual to live an everyday successful life.
And it can be essentially a full-time job.
Yes,
right?
Yes,
Okay.
we have lots of caregivers that do caregiving as full-time work for them, and Jess is one of those.
Perfect. So Jess, why don't we let you kind of have the floor here? How did you get started with this, or how did you know that you wanted to do this?
Well, so I never even realized that there was any kind of program like this, honestly, for these individuals. You know, you see the group homes and things like that, where there's multiple individuals living together, and a lot of times, you know, still only like 2 or 3 caregivers. So I had a friend actually that worked for this agency in the child foster care section, and she gave me some education on this and told me about an information night, and we went to the information night and found out a little bit more about it, and it just sounded like a really great opportunity to, you know, enrich these individuals' lives as well as, you know, enrich our own lives and bring new people into our family and our community. I also have a background in occupational therapy, so I actually work in a nursing home part-time as well. And over the years, I've worked with a lot of, you know, behaviors and diagnoses, and so I felt like my background in that kind of gave me a good place to start with taking care of these individuals, you know, doing self-cares and bathing needs, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what got me into it. We went to one of their information nights, and my husband, I decided it's something we really wanted to do. Also, he grew up with, his mom did this, but it was more with the adolescent program. And my mom also worked in a program with special needs folks, so it's not something that
you knew.
Yeah, I was pretty familiar with it. I was comfortable around them. So that's kind of how we got into it.
Can you tell us about the individual who came to stay with you?
We actually have 2 individuals.
Currently?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In the program, you're able to have 2 individuals, which is the max, which is kind of nice. So you're always able to give your individuals, you know, the attention that they need, the assist, the supervision that they need. We have a female who's 49, severely autistic, nonverbal. She was our first individual that came to live with us, and she's been with us about 4.5 years.
Wow.
She was always kind of in a stable environment in this program or in foster care. So, you know, she's always kind of had what she needed. She's sweet. She doesn't talk, but she lets me know what she needs in other ways. And, you know, once you're with these people for so long, you just kind of,
you can read them.
Yes, you read them. You learn to read their body language, their facial expressions and things like that.
What was, obviously, don't divulge anything of severe substance here, but what was her situation as to the reason she needed to be in a different situation?
As far as we know, she was kind of like abandoned.
As a child.
Right?
As a child, she came to Family Care Services.
So it wasn't recent to being 49.
No.
Right.
So she had been with a previous life-sharing family for 20 couple years, and that family had met that point of retirement. They wanted to enjoy their grandchildren and do other things, and some of the things that they did were overstimulating to her and weren't things that she enjoyed. So
I bet that has to be tough for the family of over 20 years.
It was over 20 years
to have to say goodbye. Do they still keep in contact at all?
They did at first, but I think, like she said, they're busy. I think they do.
Sure.
They are still working like their normal job, and they have kids, they have grandkids, they're involved with all their grandkids' sports and stuff. So I think they're kind of just enjoying their retirement years, and I don't blame them.
Sure,
They do still
sure.
reach out every year and say happy birthday and ask how she is and stuff. We haven't seen them for a little while, but that's okay.
It's so difficult and sad to imagine a child being abandoned, let alone a child who cannot communicate as 99.99 repeating % of the population can, and the other way we can't understand right away. So I just cannot even imagine that. It's so horrible, but it's so wonderful that long ago a family stepped in and said, we'll help out.
And we were very fortunate to have Jess and her husband Brett come to us, because they have formed almost the exact relationship. They understand her quirks, they understand her communication. She's not affectionate and doesn't care until she does, and then she'll pull you in for kisses on the cheek and give you hugs and all those things. And I've witnessed that myself, and I love it for her and I love it for them, because while she did have to give up a home that she had for 20-some years, she transitioned to an amazing home and people that accepted her for who she was.
Her transition went really well, honestly.
And you have another individual. Can you tell us a little bit about that situation?
Sure. So he is 28 and Down syndrome diagnosis. He's also pretty severely intellectually disabled. Excuse me. He came from a not so great situation where he had to be removed by Adult Protective Services and state police and all that stuff. So he came to us with more trauma. There was a lot of things that we kind of had to work through, and just his distrust of people, and very sensitive about a lot of things. But he's been with us now for about 3.5 years, and I mean, he calls me mama and my husband daddy, and he's just the sweetest boy.
What is the relationship like with the two of them? Do they get along well?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that they don't get along, but they don't pay a whole lot of attention to each other. Once in a while they'll hug and be affectionate with each other, but for the most part, they just kind of coexist, and they're happy with that.
And do you have any other children?
No,
Okay.
we actually, when we started doing this, we had one son that was still living at home, but they have since moved out. So my husband has 2 older sons, and both of them are out of the house. So it's just these 2 that we're taking care of.
I have so many questions for you, Jess. I could just
fill a whole day with you.
I really could. Now, is this your full-time job, or your husband's, or do you both?
It's kind of both. Like it is our full-time job, and then we each work a separate part-time job. I've worked in therapy for 15 years now, so it's not something I totally wanted to give up, because I really like working with my elderly population as well.
But I'm sure that has to help.
Absolutely.
With the home situation.
Just having the knowledge, and absolutely. And then my husband also works a part-time job where he's able to flex and work from home, and if I'm working, he can be at home. If I have an appointment, he can be at home. So we were able to make it work.
I know Katie has a million questions, but and obviously I wanted to ask as many of them as possible, but I think this is a great question to ask you. What's the number one question you get that people, you're like, once people know what I do, every time they ask the same question?
Honestly, probably just how do I do it all? Okay. How do I, manage our individuals and their needs and their appointments and our own appointments, and keep up a household and keep a job?
What is their individual level of independence? So when it comes, my mind goes to, can they get lunch on their own or anything like that?
So our girl is totally dependent for everything. She wears adult briefs for incontinence, and she needs fed, and she needs showered, all of the things, every little possible, self-care thing you can imagine, I do for her. Our young man, he's a little more high level. He can get up and down steps and walk on more uneven terrain, and he can go get a drink out of the fridge or a snack out of the cabinet, but wouldn't be able to like cook himself for his own meal. Still needs a lot of help for, you know, self-care and hygiene things.
What do you find? I want to ask like two different ends of the spectrum here. What is the most? How has this impacted your life positively the most?
I think it's just really been rewarding and very fulfilling for us. You know, we've basically added 2 new family members, and it's been just amazing to watch how they interact with our family and with our community members, and just how much joy that they get, which in turn, of course, brings us joy.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, our boy, you know, calling me mama when I never had a child of my own to call me mama, so that just always warms and melts my heart.
What have you found to be one of the biggest challenges in being a caregiver?
Probably just the time management. Like I was saying, like people say, how do you do it all? And I don't have particularly difficult or behavioral clients. Like there really isn't any behavior. So I don't have any challenges in that aspect, but just, you know, trying to fit everything you need to do in a one day for yourself and for them, and keep the house clean and keep food on the table. And that's probably the biggest challenge. But
with the how much time do I have left here, Tiny?
About a minute and a half.
Okay, with the last minute that we have here, I just need to know when to start wrapping myself up. How have you found that Family Care Services has supported you through the process of becoming a caregiver?
Oh, they've been great. Jess, when I first started, Jess was my social worker. She didn't have the position that she has now, so we had more of like a close bond relationship when she was my social worker, you know, and they're always asking, what do you need? Even the social worker I have now, she's great. I mean, I always tell her, if you weren't my social worker, you'd be my best friend. Always making sure I have what I need as far as paperwork and even just moral support. I know that I can even still Jess, you know, if I needed to text her in the middle of the night because I was freaking out about something, you know, I know that they would be there for me. And they make sure that I have all the tools I need to be able to successfully take care of these folks. And, you know, they try to help as much as they can with getting respite care when we need a break and a vacation. So they've been very helpful and supportive. And I mean, we wouldn't be able to do this without our social workers. And Jess is the supervisor.
There we go.
Would you come back for a part 2 so I can hit you with the second half of my questions?
Needs to reset everything, yeah.
Sure. I find this fascinating. I really do. I think the work that you both do is amazing. Really, I mean, you are so selflessly giving yourself to other people, and I know you know that, but truly, it's inspiring what you do, and the support that you have. And thank you so much for talking with us today on Let's Talk Tri-State. Love to have you come back.
Thank you. Yeah,
and we're going to take a look at news and sports here. It's all powered by Veritas Men's Health in Hagerstown. They have telehealth available, and you can find them online at veritasmenshealth.com.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of health and vitality at Veritas Men's Health, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, weight management, and peptide therapies to help you achieve your goals. It's easy to forget about your health while juggling holiday plans, but taking care of yourself is the best gift you can give to your loved ones and yourself. Their expert team is here to help you stay fit and energized throughout the holidays and beyond. With their personalized approach, you can tackle the holiday season with energy and confidence. Don't let stress or health issues dim your holiday spirit, and head into the new year with a new approach on life. Visit VeritasMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment today. This holiday season, prioritize your health at Veritas Men's Health, because a healthy man makes for a happy holiday. Wishing you a wonderful and joyous holiday season. Veritas Men's Health. Achieve your full potential.